guys, how's it going? Okay, Matt is asking, any guitar tracks coming up? Any jam tracks coming up? Yes, indeed. I'm actually about to release like a schedule for next year. I'm gonna be keeping a little bit more of a schedule with my tracks, so you're gonna see quite a lot more tracks than you saw this year. You're gonna see more tracks in 2018. That is for sure. I will release that in the next week or so, and also I'll be doing these live kind of hangs every Sunday. I'm gonna get some guests in and hang out, play lots of guitar. I'll get some other instrument types in there as well to jam along with me. Let me just see, you guys have got a lot of questions. How do you make the Dorian sound so jazzy, says John. Just see if I can point the camera in a little bit of a better angle. How do I make the Dorian sound so jazzy? I think partly the vibe with the Dorian here, I was playing E minor, so like E Dorian. And I guess, I mean, part of the trick is to kind of know, you know, what is it that brings out the real color. And it's really, a lot of the time it'll be like your sixths, so the C sharp, if you're in E like this, so I'm in E minor, so like a key note to make a really Dorian kind of vibe is your major sixths. So in the case of E here, it'll be your C sharp. And another one that makes it really jazzy is the ninth or the second degree, which is F sharp. And really the main trick I think that's going on here is like there's a lot of chromaticism, so it's like chromatic, you know, lines. So there's some blues, but then there's just a lot of chromatic stuff, you know. So where you're just moving, using scales, use notes that aren't really in the scale, but they're, you know, they fit because you make them fit. And that's just a matter of practice, you know. Just try and like put in more colorful notes while you're jamming. That kind of vibe. Lightning Hopkins. So basically, saludos desde Uruguay. Oh, amazing. Uruguay, that is so cool. That is super cool. Really good to see. So many of you from all over the place. Hello from Texas. Very cool. So I've got a question here. How do you do that rattle thing with the whammy bar and the higher frets? I think probably you mean this. So that's like it's like a little thing where you basically hit the whammy bar and you make it shake like that. Takes a little bit of practice, and it also takes a special kind of whammy system. I mean, this one is floating, which is kind of essential for that kind of vibe. And also, you know, you got to have a pretty good setup going on if you do this, if you don't want to go like hideously out of tune every time you do it. So that is that. Gracias tus videos. Thank you very much. How's Trigger going? Trigger is going very well. I managed to sell quite a few copies on tour last year, and also people are still buying them online, so I really appreciate that, you know, in this day and age where music isn't bought that much. I would say I did better than I thought I would in terms of selling physical copies, so thanks for asking. But yeah, I'm very much working on the next chapter. Trigger was like chapter 1, and I'm ready for chapter 2, so watch this space. Will you do some soul hip-hop inspired backing tracks? Thanks from Avignon, France. I've been to Avignon actually. I've played in Avignon. Very cool. Yes, I will. Some soul, hip hop inspired for sure. I love the hip hop kind of vibe, and I'm brewing a soul inspired track just now, and I'm definitely up for putting the two of them together for sure. Absolutely. Right. Really appreciate seeing so many of you checking in. I need to work on getting a setup going where I can interact with you guys a little bit easier, because I have to lean forward and in order to see all of your questions. That is very cool. Thank you, Stu's Blues, for checking in. Very good to see you. And Philip from Poland, thanks very much. And the question is how to motivate yourself after a longer break from the point of view of everyday player. How to motivate yourself? I mean, the way I do it is, watch stuff that's inspiring to you, so that you feel the fire in you, where you're like, I want to play like that, or I want to be able to do that, or I want to, be able to, make phrases like that, or whatever. Just like make sure you keep an intake of stuff that inspires you, and don't get too caught up in like learning all the technicalities of stuff, and so that you can basically make sure that it's fun at all times, and that you got that fire in you while you're practicing. No hablo inglés, pero te mando un abrazo grande. Okay, there's one word I don't understand in there, which is the key word. But thank you very much. New Hampshire, USA. Wow, it's -19 Celsius. Wow, that is cold. Wow. Okay. I want to play a little bit more. I also want to say, actually, I just put up 2 more Skype lesson slots on my Patreon. I've put a link in the description, because I've just started doing that. I've had a lot of fun so far, actually, with that, so I feel like doing it some more. So I've opened up 2 slots, which you can basically book now by going to the link in the description. So Aaron says, completely understand what you're saying about being inspired. Some musicians focus too much on the theory of the music and it loses a lot of soul. Yeah, totally true, man. I agree with you. And like my channel has a lot of information, a lot of music theory and stuff like that, which is there, because it can really help you open up your like language, your musical language. But the reason I do the jam tracks is like because like I always say, try and have fun with all that information. If you just do exercises with all of that information, it's like you want it as early as possible, in my mind anyway. You want to take it to the next level where it's fun, and you've taken that piece of information and you've used it for something creative, and that you're instantly having fun with exploring those bits of information. But yeah, that's the vibe. I want to play a little bit more. I won't be hanging on too much longer. I want to say that I'm going to start doing this every Sunday. I'll announce it along with announcing the other videos that I'll be putting out. I'll basically have a schedule for that I'll be putting out videos at, or whatever. So you will know which days that I'll be putting out stuff, so that it will work like that. And I look forward to that, because I feel like we got such a good thing going that I want to keep doing it. I want to do more of it as well. So that is the vibe. What should I do? We'll do a little like that. A little bit of a loopy jam going on there. Guys, let's just take a couple more questions and see what is happening in the house. Blues, tell me, how do you play so fast with such simplicity? Ooh, I don't how to answer that one. Practicing slow probably is one of the things, you know, like in order to play faster phrases is really just learning the language at a slower pace before speeding it up. That's probably the best advice I can give on that. Ed Dana says, hi, Quist. Hey, Ed, how you doing? Nice of you to check in. Um, I'm always amazed at how many questions and like hellos you guys send over. Hello from Alabama, amazing. Um, how would you describe your teaching style? Uh, my teaching style. Um, that is a good question. I've got to be honest with you guys. I've been on the road like a lot in the last 5 years, 6 years. My main job has been just being a guitar player basically, and I sort of basically stopped teaching. But before that, I was teaching at a school in London called it's now called BIM, Brighton Institute of Modern Music, BIMM. At the time it was called like Guitar X, and then it became Guitar Tech. Really great guitar school, and they do like university level courses and stuff like that. And it's still there. It's a great school. But yeah, there I was teaching. Teaching live performance, so I was like prepping people, teaching people songs basically, and like preparing them to play those songs live, and then also assessing like how they would then play those songs in a live situation with like a drummer, a bass player, another guitarist, and a singer or several singers. So I was teaching a lot of like live elements of music, like how to actually how to perform well and how to learn songs and make them translate on a stage, that kind of vibe. And then I was teaching techniques as well. Very often for songs, you would need to learn techniques of various kinds. Yeah, so that was with groups, but obviously I also did some private lessons and stuff like that when I was teaching. That was before I took on that job or gig, if you like. And I mean, for me, like teaching, it's just really the first thing I ask anybody is, what do you want to achieve? Why are you here? Like what do you want to get better at, and why do you want to get better at it? What's the whole point of doing this? What do you want to achieve? So that I can always have that in mind, like working towards the bigger goal that whoever comes to me has. And so that's the kind of vibe that I always take, so that I can always try and leave people having gained something, like, because that's really like if I feel like I've spent an hour with somebody and I'm unsure if they've gained something, like some kind of information that will take them to another level, it's like, well, you've kind of failed as a teacher if you haven't provided that extra level or given something that will propel a student in some kind of way. So I guess that's that's what I kind of focus on when I teach people. But like I say, I really haven't used it hasn't been part of like what I've been doing as a musician for the past while, because I've been so busy touring and just being a playing musician rather than a teaching musician. But I love what we have going on here on YouTube, and there is a tuition element in the jam tracks and all of that stuff, and I've started the Patreon thing, which is a cool little sort of insiders club where people can request more specific stuff, and I just thought it would be natural to let a couple of people every month, like make it possible for a few people every month to be able to book a private Skype lesson with me, because every time I've done Skype lessons, I've had a really good time. It's usually actually really good fun. So so that's the vibe. But listen, guys, I've got to go. I really appreciate you guys hanging out. Really lovely. And I will see you guys on Sundays from now on. I'm gonna have some awesome guests. I'll have guest players in the studio, and you know, I'll be taking, you know, whatever questions that you guys have, but I'll also do a fair bit of playing because, you know, it's fun. I want it to be fun. So I hope to see you guys very soon. And W. Lothar says, thanks for the jam tracks. Thank you for checking in here at the very last minute. I really appreciate it, guys. And thanks for live, says Recent55. Thank you. Really appreciate it. Oh, I've another thing I've done actually. I didn't say or tell you guys, but we've started a shop, and we're selling quite a few funky little shirts that we've made, and like, you know, like teacups and things like that. I just got the first version of a teacup, and it is awesome. I was really happy with it, and then I broke it before I even took one picture of it. So yay me! But I'm gonna obviously get some more of them, and they are already available, but I just don't have them here. But yeah, there's t-shirts, there's mugs, there's all sorts of stuff on the new shop site. So go and check that out. And this is one of them. I'm sure that most of you will understand what this one says. A little bit naughty, but guys, love you all. Thank you so much for checking in, and see you soon. Bye.